Here now we start with the oral hypoglycemic drugs, and in this oral hypoglycemic drugs we can study first about the GLP agonist, and in this GLP agonist we can study normally the mechanism of action and the drugs included in these groups, and along with their pharmacokinetics and the side effects, and also study about the GLP-2 agonist. And the drugs, what are the drugs included in these groups? The drugs are exenatides, liraglutide, albiglutide, semaglutide, dulaglutide, and the lexinatide. And among these drugs, only the semaglutide is orally available among this group. Okay, this is oral form of GLP-1 agonist, and the rest are mainly taken as the subcut. Okay, and what is the role and what is the normal physiological function of the GLP? First understand the normal and physiological function of the GLP, then we go for the disease condition, what will be happen in this diabetes mellitus type 2. First understand what is the role of GLP-1, means glucagon like peptides 1. Normally when the patient or the person can take the glucose, this glucose can reach to the intestine via the stomach, and after reaching into the intestine, what does it do? The L cell of the, normally the L cell of intestine can be activated, or normally by whom it can activated? It can activated by the glucose. This normally glucose is taken as the why it is taken as the oral form of glucose? Because oral form of glucose is more provoking the insulin release as compared to the this IV form of the glucose, and this oral form of the glucose is responsible for activating what? L cell of intestine. And what does it do? It release what? GLP, glucagon like peptide 1, and this glucagon like peptide 1 normally activate what? Pancreas, and this pancreas can activate what? Normally the pancreas and have the two type of cell like alpha or beta. So what does the normally GLP can do? This GLP can inhibit alpha cell and activate beta cell. And if this, and what does the alpha cell release? The alpha cell release glucagon, and the beta cell release insulin. Okay, and normal function of the glucagon is that it can increase the blood glucose level, and the normal function of the insulin is that it decrease the blood glucose level. But what would happen in the disease condition, we can understand within a minute. Okay, so what does it do? It glucagon, inhibition of the glucagon does not increase the blood glucose level. Okay, first we understand normal function of glucagon. Normal function of glucagon is to increase blood glucose level, and the normal function of insulin is to decrease blood glucose level. Okay, but if there is a suppression of the glucagon, there will be less glucagon, and the less glucagon means decrease blood glucose level. Okay, and we understand the disease condition. What will happen in the condition like the diabetes mellitus type 2? What would happen? There is the decrease in the formation of what? GLP. There is the low amount of what? GLP-1. And if there is a low amount of GLP-1, there will be no more activation of the glucagon or the insulin. And if there is the decreased insulin or decreased insulin or no more deactivation of the glucagon, it is responsible for mainly what? increase the blood glucose level, and this blood glucose level increase is the problem of this diabetic mellitus. Okay, and understand what is the other function of the GLP and how it works. First we understand like the GLP mainly by acting on what? Alpha cell of pancreas. It can inhibit glucagon secretion. Okay, and also it is responsible for preservation of islet cell, preservation of islet cell integrity, and also decrease its program cell death. ठीक है, जो program cell death, this program cell death can be decreased, or normally we can say apoptosis can be decreased by this GLP. Apoptosis. Okay, and the other the features like this GLP is responsible for delaying the gastric emptying. It also normally function as the delaying gastric emptying. Okay, which is mainly responsible for decreased appetite, which is mainly responsible for decreased appetite in the person. And the other, it has the another most important features like it has anorectic effect. Mainly this anorectic effect is on CNS, and due to this anorectic effect the patient is not means the patient have the decreased appetite and also resulting in the lower food consumption, and due to this lower food consumption the patient may precipitated as what? Weight loss. So this is the main role of this enzyme or GLP. And if we give the GLP agonist in the person, we can see also the patient patient is going to be weight loss during this this treatment condition. Okay, and mainly they present as a side effect. Normally we can give in the obese patient. Okay, and the mainly we can understand what will be the side effect and how this side effect how this can affect these drugs can affect on our body. And first we understand like the most common or the most common side effect is the nausea, followed by nausea, followed by vomiting. Okay, and but I think this is mainly this nausea or vomiting is mainly low risk with the drugs like albiglutide. Okay, mainly these are except, you can say except albiglutide, the group of the other drugs of this GLP-1 agonist may precipitate as the nausea and the vomiting, and they may also present as the weight loss due to what? Anorectic effect. Okay, or the second is decrease gastric empty. Due to these two conditions the patient may present you as a weight loss, and they are mainly recommended in the patient like obese patient. Okay, and they also may precipitated this the syndromes like the acute pancreatitis, and the some of the drugs like DPP-4 inhibitors, they also precipitated this type of acute pancreatitis. And mainly this type of acute pancreatitis, and the other like they are mainly some of the drugs are mainly contraindicated in the renal failure patient, like the long acting drugs like the liraglutide, which is normally a longer acting drug which does not require any type of adjustment in the renal failure, where exenatide dose should be reduced. Like mainly the safe one, safe for safe GLP in the renal failure is normally a drugs like liraglutide. Liraglutide. But the problem with exenatide, okay, and you give a patient exenatide, you should first go for some test or the lab test, like you can go through the KFT, and after the proper if you do a proper KFT and you get the better result of the KFT, you can start this exenatide. And if there is any problem in the KFT or any dearrangement in the KFT, we cannot start this exenatide, because this exenatide require dose adjustment during this type of renal failure. Okay, and the other like that the other groups, and some of the groups like also they like some of the drugs are also contraindicated, and these are mainly contraindicated in the main two EA or medullary thyroid carcinoma. Okay, these are mainly contraindicated. And the semaglutide, first we go to this. Okay, and this exenatide and the liraglutide we can give subcut, and the semaglutide give oral, and the dulaglutide is the long acting, and the longest acting is lexenatide, and in dulaglutide we can give once a week. Okay, and at last we can study about the GL2 agonist. Like in this GL2 agonist we can study about the another drug teduglutide. And what does this teduglutide? It is the first we understand long acting GLP2 agonist, and it is mainly responsible for what? It normally promotes what? It promotes mucosal growth, and also promoting the mucosal growth along with what? Restoring some gastric empty, restoring gastric emptying along with what? Secretion. Okay, and these are the this teduglutide is mainly indicated in short bowel syndrome. Thanks for watching, and please do subscribe and like my channel and share with your friends. Thank you.